Good evening, welcome back ladies, gents and Pikachus. Just a quick look at a comment stream that I have been involved in. Medium G is the commenter that I've been talking to, and he was asking me what I disliked about the Quran so far. And I said I didn't like Allah's character. I thought he was a hypocrite and a liar. And the reasoning I gave behind this was because, as I said, I actually posted the quotes for once. There's loads of examples where Allah tells tons and tons of lies throughout his Quran, from the first page to where we are now, and then he gets away with this and thinks it's okay, but then he hates upon notably Jews and Christians because he calls them liars and hypocrites when he is a liar and hypocrite himself. So he expects that the Jews and the Christians are going to be better than him when they're not actually doing the things he's accusing them of, but he's the one who's meant to be the omnipresent, all-wise and powerful God. So he expects better of humans than himself, but he's the one doing all the lying and being the hypocrite. And the example that I gave specifically was with Moses. Now, in verse 67, Allah says to Moses, "Here's how to do a cow worship. Get a sexy cow, not too old, not too young, no blemish, admired by its master, that hasn't seen the plough or drought or the field. Go and sacrifice it in this particular way." And then he says, "Go and do as I have commanded thee." So he literally tells Moses, "Go and do this now. I'm commanding you as God to go and do this calf sacrifice." And then Moses goes and does it. But then 2 pages later, which is literally still in the same thing, Moses has just finished the calf sacrifice. 2 pages later, Allah goes back to his Egyptians and condemns Moses as a sinner for doing the sinful calf worship, which he says is against Allah, and he says he behaves improperly, and this is a good reason why we should go to war with the Jews. So I ask you, if Allah is an all-wise, all-powerful, graceful and merciful, omnipotent God, why does he need to lie both to Moses to get him tricked into doing the sinful calf and to his Egyptians, telling him that Moses was the one who did it was Moses' sin when it was actually Allah's sin because Allah instructed him and commanded him to go and do it? Why is it okay for Allah to lie just because he's got a good reason when the good reason is literally for his own purposes? It's not a good reason. There's no good reason for the Egyptians. It wasn't good for them. It wasn't good for Moses either. So my question is, why do Muslims let Allah get away with blatant lying and hypocrisy when it is completely damaging to everyone involved, including the Muslims? Like his Muslims, his Egyptians, they didn't do well out of this. They did badly out of it, and so did Moses. They were both put in sin and lied to. They both trusted Allah's guidance. And then think of this. If Allah is the behavioural example of Muslims, if it's okay for Allah to lie and screw people over and be a hypocrite and then just go, well, it's fine, I had good reason for it, so it's fine. What is stopping Muslims from doing that same thing to us? What is stopping Muslims from following Allah's example like he tells them to and lying to and tricking us and then hypocritically denying it and saying we're the liars later on so that they can further their own religion? And that will be their good reason they've just made up to okay it. I don't agree with it. I think it's absolutely sinful and bad, and our God is honest and will never motivate us to lie. In fact, we get punished by our God for lying to people, and we get told that a hypocrite is the worst thing you can be. So anyway, feel free to go and watch that comment stream develop. I'll let you go now, so I hope you enjoyed that and you think about what I've said. That's the end of this video. Good night, God bless, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye now. Bye bye bye.